Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we'll be setting up Cloudflare Tunnels in various environments. I will be showing you how to add this on a Synology the easy way through the package center. I will show you how to add this to your environment via Linux Docker, which is pretty much the same for your desktop, but I will not be showing you that. And I will be showing you how to do this in Unraid. Now, what is Cloudflare Tunnels? Okay, now in summary, or in simple terms, the way Cloudflare Tunnel works is talks to an agent inside your environment and translates traffic onto devices that you choose. So as I'll be showing you later on, you will be running this, or you would be running this inside your environment. Could be on any device that you have running, ideally 24/7. So a low powered system, Synology, which might be sitting in a corner somewhere already. Pretty much anywhere. If you have a computer running 24/7, that will do. Most devices are capable of running this in the background. Now, how does it help you and what does it actually give you? Now, what Cloudflare Tunnel offers you is allowing you to leave your firewall or router as is, no messing around, and open a particular web address directly to the device inside your network. Now, this is obviously not suitable in all cases, because as soon as you open up anything to the outside, there is a potential of attack. So somebody could be guessing your password, assuming you have a password on whatever you're trying to link this to. If there's two-factor, there might be a flaw in the two-factor for that system. So it might still be possible to breach that specific device that you're exposing. But it is still way more secure than just opening ports willy-nilly and hope that nothing happens. Now let us get started. One of the devices I will be showing you how to do this, and I'll probably do that first, is the Synology. Now, in order to do this the easy way on Synology without having to install the Docker components and making everything work and having all the mounting permissions correct, is just to install it through the package manager. Now, it is not by default in the package manager as it's a community add-on, but you can go to the Synology community website, just follow the instructions how to grab it, and you copy paste this in the location, and the community packages will just show up. So I've already done this for a very long time ago, and if we go in here, you will be able to see Cloudflare Tunnels. Now I have already installed Cloudflare Tunnels, so what I'm gonna do is uninstall it. And I'm actually curious to see if it will retain the token or not, as I did this just as a quick test. Okay, so erase all package data. Okay, cool. So again, you will be installing this fresh, so you will not be going through this step. But I guess if you do uninstall it, you could keep the tokens, etc. intact. In this case, I'm just going to say remove everything. All right, and let's give it a minute and go Cloudflare token, sorry, tunnel again. Yep. Now this is the part where you would be entering the token. Now one of the reasons I started with the Synology, because it's the fastest to just get to the token part, and it might be suitable for the majority or a lot of people out there. And again, this might not be a Synology that you're using, it could be a QNAP or other things. I'm sure they have an alternative way to get it on there. So I'm going to go to my Cloudflare. Okay, Now, since we are here on Cloudflare, we are going to be browsing here under the Zero Trust. Okay. Now the next step is actually, it used to be under Access and Tunnels, but I'm not sure at what point they changed it, but it's actually now under Network and Tunnels now. Okay, now this is the one that I did my test on. And if I actually reuse this existing token, it will just bring that other one back to life. But I'm going to delete it. If you do need to reuse the existing token, you can just go configure. And you're going to have select your form of device. If you copy this, the token is actually in there. We'll be utilizing Docker for most things, and I will just be extracting the token from there. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will just remove this. So we go from start to finish. Now, since we are here in the tunnel section, I mean, the first part, I will not be going over warp, maybe another time, but we'll be doing the tunnel try. So we're going to just say add tunnel, Cloudflared. Okay, select Cloudflared. Give the tunnel a name. Now, by default, I think I might be wrong. You can have up to 50 tunnels. I'm not sure how they measure that, so we're just going to give this a name. I'll just call it Synology Home. This is not really relevant. It will not show up anywhere else. This is just so you know, so you give the tunnel an appropriate name for the location. We're going to hit save. Now, this is the part that will vary on your setup. You've got Windows, which is just going to use a local application, so it will install Cloudflare from GitHub, so you would install this. And then you would just run that as a command prompt in CMD. You would just copy that in here, and then it will run. It only takes a minute. I haven't tested it yet, but I will assume that it works. We will be going through the Docker option. Okay. Now this token here that we're going to grab, I'm just going to copy it. And I will show you when we do the Docker thing that we're going to add a few extra variables in here to make Docker actually start on run. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to copy this. And for the time being, I will just paste this down here. I will delete this, so this token will be useless to you later. Okay. So this is the token that we want to grab. The one, this is what we basically got from the copy paste right there. We want to just grab this token. We're going to say copy. And we're going to go back to our Synology, and we're just going to paste the token. And go next. Now this top one is experimental. I think this is meant to protect you from AI. We can tick that. I've tried it all. It works. Allow. You can leave it default. So this is IPv4, IPv6. I prefer to just say auto. And the default 4 will be perfectly fine for majority of the people. I'll set it on auto. It makes no difference. It will just auto decide if it needs to use IPv4 or IPv6. IPv4 unfortunately is still the standard, even though we're out of IP addresses. And IPv6 has got too many problems. So we'll just leave it on auto. We'll just say done. Now, as you see, the newest online version up here is from April. There is a newer one if you run this via Docker. So this is still only a couple of weeks back. As of, it's obviously the 3rd of May 2025 right now. So that is installed. If we go back up here, and we're just going to go and see here, it's warning us that it's outdated. We can see the status is connected. That is the connector. We're just going to go next. Now this is where all the magic happens. Now, I think I forgot to mention at the start, you have to be using Cloudflare as the name server. in order to do this. So Cloudflare must be at the core of your setup. I'm just gonna pick, let's pick that one there. Okay, and one of the examples I'm gonna do UNMS, which is UISP. So we just go UISP. Now this part will be the same for, the first part will vary depending on the device, and then the second part, this here, will depend on what you're actually trying to link. So you've got your domains. I've got these two up here. That's the name I want to choose. Now down here, you've got a few options, as you see. Not that many, but it's enough. And the way this works, in most cases, you're probably going to have HTTP. An easy way to tell is if you go to, I mean, in this case, it's HTTPS. But that gives us a certificate error, I'm pretty sure. It forwards us to S. So we're going to do S, I guess, in this case, because it is HTTPS. Where were we? HTTPS. We're going to just grab that IP. It's just because I'm too lazy to write. And we're going to go uisp.beyondcloudtechnology. We're going to leave it. Now, one thing you can do, if you are utilizing an internal port, let's say 8000, you will be able to say 8000, 9000, 90. If you, for some crazy reason, want to expose cockpit. QNAPs are usually, I think, 8080 by default. Synology is 5000, but Synology have their own system, so you don't want to do that. You should at no point be exposing your Synology to the outside. But it gives you an example here. So it would be the name of the service internally. And I guess you could technically use the host name. I just prefer to lock the IP address and use the IP address. Now, if you have an existing record that's pointing somewhere else, you will get an error message that says it's going to delete that record and repoint it to here. But in my experience, when I was trying this yesterday, it didn't actually delete the record. I had to manually go in there and delete the conflicting record. Now, most of these down here, you're probably not going to be changing. So you can probably skip through and read all these documentation, or just go to their official documentation and get a better understanding about all of them. One thing you might want to do is no TLS verify, because we are using, in this case, a self-site certificate. We're going to say no TLS verify, and then we're just going to say safe tunnel. Okay. Now, a new version is just telling us that it's available, but there's nothing we can do about it. So if we actually go in here, we're not going to get a great deal of info. But if you do need to edit that particular tunnel, we're just going to say configure. And up here under public host, we're going to see what we've got. So if I click this, okay, it has gone outside, it has looped me back, and I'm going to my internal network from outside, and this will work from outside of your environment as well. So let me just see what my logging details are for this. I don't usually use this. I've just turned it on and connected a switch so you can see. This was part of one of the other videos I made in the past. But as you see, this is going to HTTPS. We've got location block there. If you have a look, this is secured by Cloudflare. Okay. So we've got SSL certificate automatically generated. It's forwarding us to our internal address. And in summary, it just works. Now, there might be some limitations if a device has to talk back outside, or if you have multiple WAN IPs inside, you have to manage all that yourself. If you've got more than one internet connection running through your house, then I'm sure you already know how to control the flow of traffic. So I've shown you the Synology, as you saw, very simple, and the Cloudflare setup, which again, as you see, takes only a minute. You could have different routes, etc., for private networks and other stuff, but I'm not going to go through this, as this is probably the key point of this video. So I will now briefly just show you how to do Docker and Unraid. Now this part here, we're just going to go through Docker, as we have already done the Synology installed, and I've shown you how to do Cloudflare. So I'm just going to quickly do Docker. This is actually Ubuntu 25.05. I've just installed Docker, and the command we will be using is going to be basically this here. I will leave a link in the description below, and we will use the token that we just got. So we will just basically do this. Oh. Okay, that way you've got a docker run command. Actually, I should have probably left it, so you can, let me go back. And I'll just copy this token to above. Again, this token will be useless once I'm done, as I will be deleting it. But the default is the bottom. And up, the top token is custom. So we've got the docker run command. Obviously, you do need to have Docker installed, and you can check it by typing docker version -v. Let me actually zoom that in. Okay. So the top command is the custom one that I've customized. You basically have the Docker run. We're going to give it a name. You can call this whatever you want. You can say home Synology or whatever makes sense to you, or the purpose. And then the command is going to say restart unless stopped. You can also do -- restart always. That will always turn it on. But that could cause problems if you're trying to stop it to do something with the container. So this is the ideal. So unless you manually stop it, it will just turn itself back on. And then it will say Cloudflare latest, and it will do the tunnel part, and then it will run with the token command. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this and run it in here. So obviously it can't find it installed because this is a fresh VM, the fresh template. It's gonna pull it quickly. I have a feeling it will ask us to confirm something once. Oh, actually, we're going to have a problem because this token is already in use. Curious how that will actually respond. I call that Synology home. Okay. Okay, we exited it, so that's fine. We'll run it again. We'll just make a new token. We'll call this Docker we don't need to copy it from Docker. The token is the same on all of them. But we're gonna just do this quickly. All I'm doing is grabbing the new token, and I will run it again. If you've made the same mistake, you can just do docker rm, and let's just delete these. And okay, just so we end up clean, so we have no Docker images at the moment, and we're just going to run that again. Okay, now this should show up as the second second tunnel. Let's go back in there. Where was I? Next. Okay. Now, because it is a second tunnel, it will require us to configure it. So I could say this and run it. I actually have no idea if I try running it again. Good test. You guys are here with me testing this. Will it consider this as a failover, or will it freak out? I don't know. Let's have a look. So it will not be a failover. Okay, but we can probably say 2. That is technically now a failover. As we see, they're both healthy. And because we have added the extra commands, if I'm just gonna let me zoom this in. PSA. So because we stopped that Docker a second ago, Docker, and we actually called that okay, so if we do, we can see that Docker is currently running. So it was stopped, it's running. If we restart it, does that not work in wrong command, but that will be rebooting. So as we see, the Docker machine is currently down. I have got it up here just so you can see it reboot. So it's still, and it's up. So without those extra commands up here, for the, if you see, the default one does not have, so I've removed the auto update option, and you can leave that in there if you really want to. I've just left it as so it does update, because I'm not using this in any critical way, and it will automatically restart, and it has a name, so you can execute commands based on its name. If we do not have that thing, it will give it a random name. So up here it will basically have, instead of home tunnel, it will be some 2 random words usually. Okay, so this is Docker. As you see, it works, and we're just gonna go and make a new tunnel for Unraid. We'll just say home Unraid. What you call it makes 0 difference. I'll show you, you can use any of these now. This token that it generates is the same. As you see, Debian, if you're running this directly in Debian without Docker, you can do that as well. Red Hat, I'm sure this can probably be adjusted to work with other distros. It's using obviously the Debian command apt-get, and it's actually deb package, so I'm pretty sure variants, Debian-based variants, this will work as well. It might be somewhere in the documentation, but it doesn't really matter. So we've got here the token. I'll just grab it from there, and this is a new token. We just go next, and let's do this on Unraid. So we're just gonna go in here and go Cloudflare Tunnel. All right. Okay, Cloudflare Tunnel. Makes sense. Now what you want to do here is you want to actually, as it tells you here, enable advanced. I have not done this. I've just read this and I go, it looks easy enough. And you want to go advanced and then post argument token, and we're just going to put this token in here. I've just added at the end. I'm pretty sure it's fine to leave that gap there. Does it tell us to look at anything else? Yep, so they do have a gap there, and then it's got a token. I'm just going to go, yep. Now, obviously, if you have a device inside your network and you've limited what that device can see and which network it can access, this will be up to you to give it appropriate permission to actually contact the device you're trying to contact. So I'll just do sp3 is it technology, and let's grab that again. I can probably that if I do for just for the sake of testing, so this will actually take it to the Synology scene. Okay, so that's port 5000, and I think it's HTTP. Alright, so we got home Unraid, they're all healthy. Now in Unraid you will probably want to go to your apps under Docker and make sure that it turns on, that it's set to automatically start. And if you do want to delay the start for whatever reason, if you've got too much stuff running, so you could say 15 seconds delay, and that will delay it 15 seconds from starting, so other applications have time to actually get up and running. But we got the 3 tunnels, so let's just check them again. So the Synology one we're already done. That we know it works. That's here. Let's go the Docker one. So I'm just going to go configure because I'm too lazy to click. Okay. Now that one did not work. What did I do wrong? Let's edit. That looks actually fine to me. It's possible it has some weird thing with multiple pointing to the same device, but let's go back and try the Unraid one, because that one should be syn. Yep. Okay, come on. We're almost there. Unless I gave it. It's S and 401. I may have disabled. Let me do. I may have disabled the HTTP. Let's give it a second. Oh, it is possible that the other one, the UISP2, that it just hasn't propagated yet. Because we're kind of doing this live. Moving very quickly. For this, it is possible that I've got some internal routing happening. Let me actually check. Yeah, I think I've got some internal routing happening for Synology, as my default network is actually beyond cloud technology, and Synology just called Syn, so that's a bad example. But as you saw in the first example, it should just work. Oh, the Synology is, it might be an issue with it looping to itself. Curious, I might. What have I got? What else have I got? Oh no, that's not looping to itself. But yeah, I'll have to figure it out. In general, it should just work. You click it, pointed out, I might have some internal routing happening with that domain that's making it not work as it should. But I didn't have anything with UISP, so it just did its job. Actually, that is very likely the reason that some of these are not working. My naming is very simple. All right, now I'm probably going to have to call it a day. So we have run it on a Synology with the Cloudflare, as you see there, via the community apps. We've run it in Docker, which is currently in here, because I rebooted it. PSA. Oh. What is wrong with me? PS. Okay, so that's running in Docker, and it will just automatically turn on when you restart the system. And we got it set up in Synology. You can obviously on the Synology tell it to be in a different network or a different IP address. It doesn't need to be host. I just did host because it's the easiest. And again, you would be responsible for making sure that device can actually talk to whatever you're trying to reach. Okay, I think I will be calling it a day here, and I will be posting all the information you need below, including a link to my internal how-tos that just has some basic information here on where to get stuff and how the Docker command works, etc., etc. Okay, you guys have a good day and hope to see you soon.